Hello viewers, and welcome to a bit more action on Assetto Corsa. This was a video I recorded a couple of weeks ago of the Ferrari 312T driven by Lauda in action, and where better to test it than at Monza. These cars with their big fat wheels had a real Grand Prix look about them, though I was never keen on the high air boxes, which were swiftly removed from the sport. But going into turn one, this is just a practice rather than any kind of high-speed driving. This was just me learning how to drive this car. This was my third restart, I think. First time I played it, or first go, should I say, before this, I went storming into turn one, hit the brakes and realised actually these cars aren't very quick into the corner. They're a very different style of driving to them and how you drive them. I wasn't aware of where to change gear, and I hadn't completed a lap, so restarted a couple of times, and then we have this drive here where I'm just going to try and work my way around while avoiding the AI. The AI is very slow into some of the corners, very quick out of the corners I'm finding at the moment, but this was a build of course recorded a couple of weeks ago on a circuit I enjoy. Now, gear changes are an important part of this car. You really want, for me so far I found that you want to change when you're in a very high rev, otherwise it sort of bogs down. I don't know whether that's to do with the torque of the engine or anything like that, but certainly it was working better for me. So at this point in the video I'm changing a little bit too soon. These guys brake very heavily into this corner. I wasn't ready for that, but slight knock from behind, the big wheels coming into play, and then continuing on my way. Oh, tried to get on the power too quickly then. You can see they can quickly spin up, get away from you. And so yeah, Assetto Corsa, I'm finding it great fun. Certainly a very enjoyable experience to just go for a drive. I don't know what it is about this. It just makes me enjoy doing laps on Assetto Corsa. It's something. I love doing the time trials and all that kind of stuff, and just exploring the limits of the car. And it takes a long time of doing laps. You know, you find new ways of taking corners and just getting that bit more grip. You know, it starts as a fine line and then just grows from there until you find lots more. So you see the cars all queuing up into turn one. It's a little bit slow for everybody through turn one at the moment as we work our way through. And of course we've had lots of action on the channel recently. We've had the iRacing and the drama that's brought as well, with the recent action there, and the crash debate that's going on at the moment. Everybody has their own perception. I saw it as I was following my racing line, and if you watch my earlier iRacing video, you'll actually see my line in the actual race was even a little bit tighter than my usual line as such. So, but there was no adjustment made in terms of having anyone there. As far as I was concerned, I'm in the lead, therefore I have track position into a corner. It's as simple as that. But each to their own. I'm sure many people have their own perception until it happens to them. But for me, I'm good. I'm moving on to Laguna Seca, my next race, and we'll have a bit more action there. As I tried to take that corner slightly differently, took a different gear, and then the car just didn't grip for me. So gearing again, really important with this car to learn consistency. But I thought, why not show a learning lap rather than a race where I've had some practice? Because once you've had some practice, yes, you'll do perfect laps, or visually perfect laps, even if they're not the fastest. But it doesn't show the learning that goes into it, and that's something I wanted to show with Assetto Corsa. I just find it very intuitive. You know, yes, you lose the car, but you can keep some control in it as well. And I'm trying to work out now whether it's better to be aggressive on entry and slide the car in a bit, or to keep grip. My normal style would be to maintain grip into the corner and then gradually apply the power on the way out. But at the same time, the car does seem to slide about a bit, and I want to try and see how I can use that to my advantage. So now I've got a target. I've fallen to the back now, so I want to close up on these guys in front, and that's my target over these next few laps. Helps me that they're quite slow into that first corner, though I'm not super quick myself. It's not the fastest car when it comes to these corners. And then you get on the power, so slow. That's it. Through the gears. And of course we've had some MotoGP on the channel as well, which the bikes look fantastic. I'm currently putting together a whole raft of gameplay content lots to test in the game. There's going to be lots of different bikes and bike handling styles to test in it, and I want to go through it all before coming to any kind of conclusions, and that's going to take a little while yet. But in the meantime, there will be some gameplay videos, and of course hopefully we'll have some gameplay on Grid Autosport very soon as well. It's going to be a grid game. A lot of people kind of get mixed up thinking grid should somehow be a simulator. It never was, it never will be. Nothing like this, or iRacing, or R-Factor 2 for that matter when it comes to simulation, but it's got to find a middle ground, and that's the whole target there. Come up again, completing another lap. Well, we'll do after Parabolica, of course, and Ascari, and then down the long straight. I've always liked Monza myself. You'll see it appear quite often in the videos. I think it's a good, I don't know, a good benchmark. It has nice long blending corners, blend on the throttle, got a couple of chicanes where you go a bit slower. Oh, getting on the power there again. I was just trying to get on the power sooner, kept control. And this is what I do when I'm practicing. I just do lots and lots of laps. Look at how best to take it. So, first few laps have been very much practicing for me. But you know, you go through a corner, you go through it quicker than you've been before, and then as I go too deep on the brakes, then trying to find more speed, and then you piece it all together. And that's what a lot of this racing stuff is all about. You know, you learn corner by corner, you improve your overall lap time. I think in iRacing it's helpful because it does have an optimum lap time, so you're always aiming for that optimum to get as close as you can, and then you discover something new. It could be a gear through a corner, a line through a corner, you know, and you can knock off a couple of tenths, half a second, because it gives you more speed on the exit, and then that's all the way down the straight you're increasing. So there's lots of little touches in racing that really help you maximise your experience. And of course, as ever, I'm enjoying the triple screen experience, which looks absolutely fantastic. Here we are, we're gaining on them now, despite sliding about a bit, applying a few different techniques that I've been learning throughout the race to close up bit by bit. Once the field spread broke up a little bit, the cars started to go a lot faster in terms of AI. And of course in a couple of weeks time we've got E3 as well, so you can look out for content on that on the channel, hopefully. Hope to have some good content this year. So coming around now for the final lap after this. So I'm taking the car in sideways, but I kept a bit more balance that time. So just trying a new technique. I'm not a sideways type of guy, as many of you will know. I'm not a drifter. I do prefer to keep it smooth, but this car does seem to need a bit more body language involved so you get the most out of it. And of course, queuing into turn 1. And now using all what we've been learning on this final lap to try and make a difference. See if we can close up on these guys. The guys who race these cars were absolute heroes. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You know, balls of steel to race these cars. So quick, yet so fragile at the same time. Up on the inside, it's fine. Cutting across. I saw the opportunity and it worked with this car. So move done and on to the next one. Car's drifting wide, having to back out the throttle, sometimes change back down a gear. Get a bit of drive out the corner. Again, sliding it there, just trying to find more speed, and it shows every time there's a bit to be gained. And so that's it for this practice in the Ferrari 312T of Niki Lauda. It's been enjoyable. It's certainly a car I'll practice with more in the future. I look forward to more circuits being added to Assetto Corsa over the coming months to suit this car well, and getting a bit more of a handle on it. So much to do and explore, you know, in terms of performance with the different cars that are available, but there's still a lot to learn there. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, and as ever, as we go around the final corner, there'll be more from me very soon.